Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at my recently finished sketchbook. It's Etchr Sketchbook. It has mixed media heavyweight paper, 100% cotton, cold press. Both sides can be used for painting, ideal for pen, ink, watercolor and gouache. Let's take a look inside. I finished it just for 1 month. I started it on April 2nd and finished on May 1st. Usually I start with the last page where I test all different materials which I'm planning to use there. So I tried that the color doesn't fade when it dries. So I like that about this sketchbook, and also different materials can be used. But here I mostly used direct watercolor or ball pen or pencil and some color pencils. Also, while painting in this sketchbook, I bought a few sets of super granulating watercolors by Schminke, and I tried to use them a lot here. I have forest set and haze set, and also I bought urban set, but from urban set I like only 2 colors. And here you can see the swatch of the sets which I got. The forest, 5 colors, 5 colors of haze set, and these 5 colors of urban set. And these 2 are separate watercolors. This is from Tundra set. I just bought orange, and I think mahogany brown is does not belong to any sets. I just bought it because it looks also as it granulates well. And here's the first spread. Here are some random sketches. Also, I tried different techniques, different materials. These are pencil sketches. These are just my usual watercolor set with the color pencil. And this is direct watercolor on wet paper using some granulating colors. This is, by the way, one of my favorite among those sets. One of my favorite colors, it's this one, forest gray. And also you will see later that another one which I like a lot and to use a lot in this sketchbook was forest blue. So these 2 are my most favorite among all those sets. And then the next sketch I made using photo of one of my friends. It's the city where I was born. I haven't visited it for the last 4 years, and I kind of miss it. So I took a photo which my friend posted on Instagram, and I used it to sketch. I took this sketchbook for a walk, and once I was sitting in the cafe, I chose the girl who just came and sat in front of me. And I thought she will be sitting for a long time because she just came. She had the whole cup of coffee, and she even took her notebook, so I thought she is planning to work there. But she went away very fast, so I decided not to finish this spread and leave it as it is. So I only managed to sketch the girl very fast. Then on my way back, I did a very quick sketch of the cherry blossom tree and this street lamp at the library. Here I used forest green mainly. So I used watercolor already at home. I wanted to show that contrast of the blooming white tree and dark background. So that forest blue. Next sketch is made on location. We went with my sketching buddy to the park with the lake, and I sketched the lake view. some tulip flowers. I bought myself some flowers, and whenever I don't feel inspired by anything else, I just draw the flowers which I have on my desk. So that's the good practice. So I usually buy some flowers which could be interesting to draw. And for the tulips, I wanted to draw the different condition. I wanted to draw wilted tulips, so there will be another sketch of the wilted tulips as well. Then the next 4 sketches will be from my trip to San Francisco. I live in Bay Area, but during the spring break we went to San Francisco with my daughter because one of my Instagram friends from Toronto came to San Francisco because of her work, and we decided to meet there. So that sketch I made completely on the train, so you see my hand was kind of shaking. I drew it using the ball pen without any pencil, and also I used the watercolor on the train. So again, that was very difficult to sketch, so it's an unusual experience for me, but I kind of like that spread, so I managed to sketch very fast some scenery on different stations where the train stopped, and colored when it was moving, so I like it.
Now we're having final stop. Final stop today is San Francisco.
And then we met with a friend. We went to have lunch at the sushi restaurant, and I sketched her and a bit of our lunch, and then at home I finished it with the watercolor, and I also used the photo to sketch some background, but I decided not to paint it, to leave it just as a line sketch, and I kind of like it because it was behind the window, so it's not important, but make some interest point on the spread. Then after lunch we went to her hotel. On the 46th floor there is Cityscape bar. We took some cocktails and we sat there enjoying the view. Then I finished my cocktail. I decided that I'm brave enough to sketch the cityscape of San Francisco, so I took my pink aqua marker and sketched some buildings, but I decided that maybe I'm a bit drunk, or it's just a very challenging experience for me. I also used some ball pen to outline some buildings, and then I decided that it's ruined. I will attach a photo of what I got on location. I finished it already at home on the next day with the watercolor. On the next day we met with my sketching buddy and we went to the park. In this park it was difficult to choose anything to draw because it's only lots of trees, tall grass, and some green bushes and trees, and also it's allergy season in our area, so it was very challenging just to be outside at that moment. And after I decided what I finally want to draw and made a pencil sketch, some park workers came to us and asked us to move because they are going to mow the grass and cut some trees. So I think after we went away, there's no tree left because it was dry and old, and maybe they cut it as well. I didn't check it. But this grass is definitely went away. So it's only on my sketchbook now. This sketch I don't like much, but I just wanted to try some new watercolors. At that moment I just got the package with the part of my watercolors, and my urban sketch arrived, and this mahogany brown. I found a photo of city view, and I wanted to try to imitate the brick wall using just one wash. So I kind of like how this color works on this kind of textures, how it makes this texture. So I added some blue pencil just to make some interesting shades, but I just wanted to try the paints. And the next spread is what I already said. I wanted to try to paint wilted tulips, and I waited till they got these conditions. They were dry and very fragile, so I moved it a little bit to find the flower I like and sketch random flowers. I used a glass tipping pen and some water soluble ink. I'm using the Lamy ink, not the one which I have here. I use some gray ink, and also, so I don't use watercolor to cover these lines because it might wash out. So I use some color pencils here, and this is the glass of Madeira wine. It was late night. I was sitting and drinking Madeira and sketched it. Mostly sketching, not drinking. I just like how the light went through this glass. And I wanted to try, this is the pink haze from the haze set. It has a mixture of potter's pink and some blue. And potter's pink has very heavy pigment, and it is super granulating, so if you add it to any mixture you will get a very intense pink granulation. So that's nice color to mix, even if you don't have super granulating colors, but you have potter's pink, you can try to create those mixtures yourself. It's very interesting. And then that was my day off. I didn't know what to sketch, and I saw these sprouts, which I'm sprouting. It's dragon fruit. I'm sprouting it from the seeds, and on this sketch they're already 1 month old. I have another sprout, it's about half a year old. So I'm experimenting with the gardening on my table. Okay, then the next sketch I made on location. With my sketching buddy, we decided to discover some new locations in our area, and we found this art center. It's called Villa Montalvo. We've heard about it, but never been there before, and we like that place. It has nice hiking trails, nice view from the hills, and also there's a park with a pretty building. So when after the hike we sit there and sketched it. So this sketch is made on location. And also I took some photos while we were hiking. This sketch I made using one of those photos from the forest, and I also kind of like it. I think it looks better from the distance, because when you look at this page very close, you don't see all those trees. You can only see the big spot of different granulations. But actually, when you look at it through the camera or from the distance, you can see the trees and the water and some stones. So I like this. Another sketch which I made using my photos. So I wanted to sketch these umbrellas. This is one of my favorite paints from the super granulating sets. It's the forest gray. And this is not from the super granulating sets. It's Da Vinci's color, similar to Moon Glow of Daniel Smith, but it's California brand Da Vinci. It's called Artemis. And this is also Da Vinci's, I think, cobalt turquoise or something like this. I don't remember exactly. Okay, and the last week it was my daughter's birthday. So when she went to school, I borrowed her flowers. Sunflowers are her favorite, so I bought her a bouquet of sunflowers and some other daisies or chrysanthemum flowers. So I borrowed this bouquet to sketch. And, this spread and the next one. To draw these flowers, I used again my glass dipping pen, and I used just Indian ink, which is completely water soluble. So again, I decided not to use watercolors, but instead I used some color pencils. Okay, and we are almost done. This is the sketch of my morning view. I showed recently my sketchbook with the morning practice, and sometimes I do this practice in my current sketchbook, not in a separate one. And that day when I woke up in the morning, I saw the nice pink haze. Usually it's already bright and the sky is blue and clean, even at 7 a.m. But the day it was very cloudy and the mountains were covered with the haze. So I took this haze pink, which I showed recently, with the potter's pink in it, and I think it looks nice on the sky. And here's an interesting story behind this sketch as well. It's written here that I wanted to sketch how cherry blossom leaves come up from the ground up to the 10th floor because of the wind, and I wanted to show those pink petals of the cherry blossom trees which are flying on the level of the 10th floor building. But I didn't know how to do that. So instead of that, I sketched Japanese cheesecake and my evening coffee. So that's what it's written here. The next day I decided to at least try to show the cherry blossom trees. I found this photo on my phone. You know that feeling when you walk through the road which has cherry blossom trees above you, and you stop in the middle of those trees, you put your head inside the crown of these pink leaves, and you smell the scent of these fresh spring flowers. And I wanted to show this in my sketchbook. I don't know if I managed that, but at least I tried. So that's cherry blossom. And the last sketch in this sketchbook. So when it's the last page, most of the time I want to finish it as soon as possible. So I try to find anything inspiring on my desk or on my photos. Yeah, more often on my desk. So I usually draw bottles whenever I don't feel inspired by anything else. So this is the view on my table. Yeah, I store them under the table usually. So I took them whenever I need some inspiration because they are interesting to sketch. Okay, that's it, and thank you for watching. Here's again the last page, and this sketchbook has a pocket where I store my some tickets from the San Francisco trip and some other stuff. That was interesting experience, and I'm ready to start a new one. Thank you, and see you again soon. Bye.